The 19th century common school movement believed that democracy depends on public education. All children should receive an education, become knowledgeable citizens, and develop from a young age the sense of moral responsibility and social cohesion, as believed by both advocates Horace Mann and Thomas Jefferson. They both believed that education was about creating the kind of society we would live in, not just about academics. However, as the video demonstrates, these principles were filled with inconsistencies from the beginning. Common schools were designed in a way that excluded or marginalized many children, particularly Black, Indigenous, immigrant, and low-income kids, despite their claims of serving all children. TIAC's analysis emphasizes how schools used integration and uniformity to find common ground, frequently at the expense of ethnic diversity. Anderson expands on this idea by demonstrating how Black communities saw education as a means of liberation, despite the fact that white-controlled administrators frequently did not fund segregated and restricted Blacks' educational opportunities. In my school district as a sub, I continue to see both obvious and subtle implications of the common school movement's goals on the daily. We still put a strong emphasis on teaching students how to engage in society, civic duty, and shared values. We give them tools every day to problem solve and be independent. The movement had a strong legacy of harmony and order, and it is reflected structurally in the standard curriculum, graduation requirements, and the behavior expectations set in classrooms. Schools are continuing to promote cultural notions of what defines a good student or citizen, which can be both encouraging and discouraging for some students, because not everyone is the same and has the same upbringing. However, a lot of flaws from the 1800s are still apparent in our schools. In agreement with Anderson's description of incomplete education, such as disciplinary actions that particularly affect students of color. As TIAC explains, our system continues to deal with the conflict between unity and variety. While we value diversity in theory, we frequently require students to comply in everyday life. These trends, in my opinion, continue because of our cultural presumptions and because our systems are deeply rooted in the past and are slow to evolve. When everything is considered, public education has advanced significantly in many ways, but there's still always room for growth, and the common school goals have been partially filled. Knowing this history makes it easier to understand why injustices still exist and why deliberate, equity-focused leadership is still required today.